Hey, how's it going? And welcome back to another Hardcore Ironman progress video. And in the last episode, we ruined the account and we got rid of its level 1 runecrafting pure status, and we finished up the episode by getting level 30 runecrafting. The reason why we got level 30 was for the Slug Menace quest, and it's always so important when starting a new account to do as many quests as possible because they boost you through those early levels. And Slug Menace is another one of those early quests to get done for XP, and it gives a decent amount of runecrafting XP. Probably should have done it a long time ago, but I've never trained runecrafting, so never was able to do it. But it's a really easy quest, and we got 3,500 XP in crafting, runecrafting, and thieving, which gave us 2 runecrafting levels and a thieving level. But probably the best part of completing it is unlocking proselyte armor, which is really good for any kind of training with prayer. If you remember my prayer setup from before, I had like initiate, monk's robes, and vestment as my best in slot items for prayer bonus. But now, not only is this a really good setup to have, but the fashionscape is like 10 times better. But the next goal now is level 35 runecrafting for What Lies Below, so we're going to quickly knock out a few more levels of cosmics. These clips were pre-recorded before the last episode, but if I ever do come back here for like double cosmics or something, then I will for sure try that Castle Wars and Arty Cloak method because I'm sure it's much faster. Could you imagine not paying attention to the health on your hardcore and then dying to one of these spike trap thingies? That's like the best way to die on a hardcore for real. I could see that happening though, it's like a low level hardcore or something. But here we go, this really did not take that long at all. So here is level 35 runecrafting, and that's the requirement that you need to craft chaos runes. And you have to craft chaos runes in the What Lies Below quest, which is why 35 runecrafting is a requirement for that quest. But getting What Lies Below done will give us a huge chunk of XP in runecrafting, and that's pretty much the last major quest that's going to give us a lot of runecrafting XP. There are a couple other quests that give runecrafting XP as well, but What Lies Below actually gives the most runecrafting XP out of every quest in the game, so it's definitely important to get it done sooner rather than later. But there we go, that is the quest complete, and we got 8,000 runecrafting XP from it. That'll definitely save a lot of time and a lot of essence. Another thing that comes from finishing the quest is that you get the Beacon Ring, which gives some magic attack and defense bonuses. Although, as a hardcore Ironman, by the way, I need to always be wearing the Ring of Life until I get 99 defense. And then from there, I can wear the defense cape with whatever ring I want because the defense cape perk makes it act as a Ring of Life, so if I get below 10% HP, it'll teleport me back to my spawn point just like a Ring of Life would. But what we are doing now is we are going to be making a bunch of Rings of Dueling because we are going to be doing one of the most OP runecrafting methods in the game. We're making fire runes. So the medium pouch degraded, and I really don't want to run into the abyss every single time it degrades, and we don't have lunars for NPC contact yet, so we're just going to have to make do with what we got here. So we are just starting out, and we already have 39 runecrafting, and if you want to take a look at the hourly XP rates that we're getting just after a few inventories, it says we're averaging over 20k XP per hour, but I expect that that's going to go down over the course of the hour. But we'll time out 1 hour and we'll see exactly how much XP we get from doing fire runes. The struggle on this account is not having stamina potions for real though. I probably should start making super energy potions because we do have the herblore level for it. I don't know though, I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. But now we've got level 40 runecrafting, which means we can craft astral runes. And I think after we finish up this hour, we're going to start working towards the requirements of lunar diplomacy. But man, these runecrafting levels really aren't that bad at the early levels, and they're honestly flying by so fast. And keep in mind, we're only doing 1 hour of fire runes, so this is all from over the course of just 1 hour. Alright, but here's the last inventory. We're actually really close to getting that next level, but we finished off the hour averaging 17.7k XP per hour. It also worked out perfectly because we had just enough Rings of Dueling to finish up the hour. The one I have equipped right now is the last Ring of Dueling. But yeah, we went from level 38 to 42, almost 43 runecrafting in just the course of 1 hour. But we're going to take a break from runecrafting for now, and like I said, we are going to start working towards requirements of lunar diplomacy. And just getting this little farm run in right now. I'm not gaining a level, I'm just doing the farm run. So remember kids, do your farm runs. But yeah, so here is the list of requirements, and the things we're still missing are 65 magic, which we're very close to. We have 64 at the moment. And then we also need 61 crafting, and we have 55 right now, and that is going to be the biggest pain to get. So when we were killing Kurasks for that Slayer task, we got flax from it. I think they dropped 100 flax at a time, and we're pretty desperate for crafting levels at the moment, so yeah, this is actually about to happen. We're doing it, boys. We're doing it. We're spinning flax for crafting XP. But here is 56 crafting, and we weren't even here for a full hour. We were here like maybe 45 minutes. But we'll check the XP rate that we were getting after this inventory. Okay, so I averaged 18.4k XP per hour, but I was AFKing a lot, so I'm sure you could probably get a better rate than that. And then let's take a look at the profit we made, even though it doesn't really matter because, you know, Ironman, by the way. But if you were to do this on a regular account, I mean, flax is 2 GP each, so it's basically next to nothing for the input. So you could definitely make at least 200k GP per hour. But it's not a good money-making method by any means, but if it's your first day of membership and you need a bit of starting cash and maybe some crafting XP, then you might consider spinning flax for an hour. But we need to do a quest now, and Anakra's Lament is the perfect quest to do because it gives crafting XP and magic XP as part of its rewards, which is exactly what we need. Boy, look at this dude's head. I know I probably butchered the name of the quest, but here is Anakra's Lament complete. We got 7k crafting XP, 7k magic, 7k mining, and 7k fire making XP from finishing it. So it's a very nice quest to get done just for the all-around XP, and we also got the Camulet from it. And the Camulet allows you to teleport here to Lazim, and it can be really useful for switching back to Ancients pretty quickly. Alright, we still got some gems in the bank from Slayer and from mining, so we're going to cut those right now and see how much XP we can get from those. We also need to make more Rings of Dueling because we used up all the rings from doing that 1 hour of fire runes. But even with all the gems and the gold bars and the gold ores that we have in the bank, I still don't think it's going to be enough to get to 61 crafting. We have some silver ores and bars too, but I have a good idea that once we run out of these, I think I know what we're going to do next. If you're ever crafting ores into bars, and then those bars into other pieces of jewelry or something, you could do it all in one inventory. Just bring the mold with you, and even though you're losing one inventory space, you save that trip to the bank, so then you can just craft your bars into whatever it is that you're making right from there. We are using up that last bit of silver ore / bars that we had, and that's just enough to get us to 57 crafting. So I totally forgot about using silver as a crafting training method until I saw it in my bank and I started making those tiaras. But there's actually a guy at the blast furnace that sells ores, and he sells silver ores too. So I calculated it out, and it turns out we need 2,000 silver ores to get to 61 crafting. So all I did is I hopped from world to world, and if the world had a full stock of 100, then I would just buy a full inventory. If it was below 100, I would just move on and hop to the next world. I like how the world with the blast furnace has a full stock of silver ore, and then I hopped to another world that's completely empty, and it had 0 silver ore. I'm guessing it's because of that bot right there. Yeah, check out those stats. I'd have to say it's probably a bot. This is strange because the silver ore at the cheapest price costs 112 GP, and it goes for 73 GP on the GE. Maybe there's just another Ironman there who is buying out the stock then, I don't know. But with that, here is the last inventory of silver ore that we need. We started with exactly a 1 mil cash stack, and now that cash stack is down to 714k, but the value went from 1 mil to 861k, so the actual amount of pure GP we lost was around 140k. I was also really curious to see how long it would take to buy the 2k silver ores. I thought it would take like 2 hours or something, but surprisingly, it took like a half hour, maybe 40 minutes. I wasn't doing it like super efficiently. I was not exactly AFKing, but I wasn't paying the most amount of attention. But yeah, it took like 30 to 40 minutes. But we're just going to head back to Edgeville now, and it feels so nice knowing I don't have to buy like the buckets of sand and soda ash because that was like the worst thing ever, and I would so much rather do this. I'm really glad that we camped at Gargoyle, so we have that huge cash stack now. Definitely worth it. But now that we've got all the ores we need, I was wondering what's the point of crafting tiaras? Like, why specifically tiaras? It does give the most amount of XP for what we've got. I think it was 52.5 XP per bar. But I could also craft symbols, which give 50 XP, so it's slightly less, but they'll be useful in the future because once we unlock the string jewelry spell on Lunars, that's a while from now because it requires 80 magic, but once we unlock it, we could use all those symbols to string. I was also looking at the cost of using the string jewelry spell, and besides the 2 astral runes, it also uses 10 earth runes and 5 water runes, so if we got a mud staff, it would be no problem, but the only thing that drops it is Dagonoth Prime, so that's an item that we're never going to get on this account. It's not really too much of a deal because the water runes add up to only an extra 20 GP per cast by buying them from the shops, but if we're doing that in the long run, you know, 10,000 casts is going to cost an extra 200k. But it's just a restriction that I pretty much imposed on myself. I'm choosing not to do DKs on this account, and because I'm not taking the risk, I have to pay the price for that, which I think is such a great thing about playing as a hardcore Ironman. The more risks you take, the more efficiently you'll be able to train the account, but at the same time, there's always that chance of losing the status. So if you have a hardcore, or if you're planning on making a hardcore, then it's one of those things that you've got to decide for yourself whether or not you think it's worth it to take certain risks. But after a few hours of grinding, crafting, and then buying those silver ores and smelting the ores into bars and the bars into the symbols, we finally got 61 crafting. So if we open up our quest requirements once again for Lunar Diplomacy, you can see that all we have left now is 65 magic. From getting 75 Slayer, we got a lot of alchemical items, a bunch of steel, mithril, and addy stuff, and we have a bunch of nature runes as well, so what I'm thinking for 65 magic, we're just going to alch all the stuff we have, and that should be enough to get us there. But we are going to finish off this episode getting 65 magic, so we'll be all set for lunar diplomacy, and then in the next progress video, we'll actually start working on the quest. So now that we're at the end of the video, I want to let you guys know something, because Eevescape never watches my videos this far. So today is actually his birthday, and to celebrate, he's doing a 24-hour live stream. And he kind of told me in passing that he wasn't going to announce it because he thinks it would be kind of cocky telling everyone that it's his birthday. But that's what I'm here for. I'm like the embarrassing family member that tells the waiter that it's someone's birthday. So make sure you guys pop over to his video today once it goes up in a few hours to give him some birthday wishes. And if you're feeling really brave, then maybe pop into his stream as well to give him a little happy birthday wish. But I'm sure he would appreciate that though. And to be honest, he probably doesn't even remember telling me that it's his birthday. But let's just show him some love, guys. He works so hard with what he does, and he definitely deserves all the support that he gets. But with that being said, that is going to be all for today. Lunar diplomacy coming up in the next progress video. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow.